A local movie theater is losing money because of the credit card processors which are failing. The ISP says the line is fine. The credit card processor says the ISP is the problem or the router is the problem. But today we're dropping in this Raspberry Pi black box. We're going to monitor their network and see what the issue actually is. Is it the ISP? Is it the payment processor? I don't know. Let's find out. There is some issue with the credit card processing, and obviously if you're running a business, credit card processing is very important. So I'm going to show you guys today how I'm going to program this Raspberry Pi to monitor the internet quality of the movie theater. That way we can get some more advanced statistics on it and kind of take a look at what's going on at the movie theater. I do want to take a brief pause right here to mention this site is a Ubiquiti site. They have a Ubiquiti Dream Machine, they have Ubiquiti switches, Ubiquiti Wi-Fi, you get the point. The thing is, Ubiquiti does give you data on this kind of stuff. Ubiquiti shows when your internet goes out, it shows packet loss, all that kind of stuff as well. The problem is it does not show enough detail in the data that it shows to be able to pinpoint exact credit card problems. It could do maybe a 15-minute summary, but if the internet's only out for about 2 or 3 seconds, we're not going to know. So at this point in time, the Pi is ready to go. The SD card is, of course, written. I have used the Pi imager. Everything is ready to go. So now we're inside of Ubuntu. We're going to do a VPN. That way I can remotely control the device. We're going to do a some kind of database. I don't know if I want to use a SQL database or if I want to rely on Redis or something. I like Redis because I feel like Redis would help not constantly spam the SD card with data. The biggest one though is I need to have a database on the Pi itself or some kind of cache of the data. Because if the database is not on the Pi and the internet goes out, I can't rely on an external database. I do want to also add this movie theater does not stream the movies. They get movies through alternate sources, but the internet is not a direct factor of whether or not they can stream a movie or not. The internet is just important for credit card processing and staff use and concession stand stuff and that kind of thing. But the logs in this device itself specifically are going to be super useful in our testing because this is going to tell us not only what the issue is, but where the issue lies. I've collected data for a little over a week now, so let's go and recap what we saw. I will say there's a lot of awesome data that we were able to get. All right, so this is what the graph looks like, and it tells us quite a lot of info here all at once. First of all, the time series is up here. We have our target over here on the left. So we have 3 targets. We have the local gateway, Google, and Cloudflare. The local gateway is the UDM Pro router. And then the Google DNS, obviously, and Cloudflare DNS are both just public endpoints that we're hitting to kind of track the actual internet quality. I could have done more, and I thought about doing more, but I did not do more in this case. But basically, you'll see in the middle of the graph, the white points are what you really want to look for, or gaps. So the gaps are actually packet loss or no internet, and the white points are very high latency spikes. I analyzed the graph for probably 10 minutes, so I'm going to only show you some snippets, but the biggest thing that this graph shows us is there is significant packet loss during a lot of random periods of time. There's a lot of weird routing that causes the services on the other end to be offline. In this case, this would be about 10% packet loss right there, but going down, we actually had 20% packet loss during certain times. That being said, we can keep going down. This is the latency. There was some really low latency at one point, also really high latency of 28.4 milliseconds during 1 p.m. or 1:45 p.m., which is kind of what I would say a peak hour is, and you'll see that reflected up there as well. So this is the latency for the local gateway. Obviously, we are under half a millisecond, so anything we should not be complaining about because it's super low latency. But there are certain, I guess, patterns we can recognize. So it gets really low during nighttime and afternoons for some reason, pretty consistently throughout the graph. There's a lot more to this on the internet type of things because it's really a lot to do with Comcast. There's so much we can control on a local network basis, but at the end of the day, if the internet is actually having problems, that's out of our control. But what I wanted to see with this data was to see kind of where that line is, because potentially if it was a local network issue, we could resolve that easily with Ubiquiti hardware or updates or whatever. But if it's an internet thing, obviously the best solution is potentially switching internet providers. So the overall system architecture for this was a Python script that did some MTR pings and trace routes and stuff to certain endpoints. I had 3 endpoints, Cloudflare, Google, and the local gateway. But additionally, I did have InfluxDB running locally on the Pi because if the internet goes out, obviously they would not be able to connect to my database here at my house. So I think overall it worked really well. The Pi did its job. It collected tons of data, way too much data, and it allowed us to correlate the data with when they actually had payment processing issues. So we were able to see that it does line up sometimes, and sometimes it might not. But at the end of the day, I think the biggest conclusion that we can draw today is that it is an ISP problem. This ruled out any potential issues with the local gateway, which again is the UDM Pro SE. I think after seeing the data from the ISP with Comcast, the cable company, it's just an ISP issue. There's only so much we can do besides switch to an alternate ISP or potentially have a failover between two ISPs, which is what I would recommend. It is worth noting though that some of these issues could potentially be fixed by routing some of these devices through a VPN. If we can VPN these to a certain endpoint that Comcast can always reach, then potentially at the other end, on the outside of that connection, that could be a good solution to getting the payment processors to connect to the payment processor company server stuff. That being said, if you guys have any more comments or feedback from this video, please leave it in the comments below. I'm interested to see your thoughts. I hope this was somewhat cool to you to see what we can do with a Raspberry Pi. This is a very basic setup with a Raspberry Pi, but this is just the beginning of what you can do. So please let me know what you think and have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video.